complete. And so please, full attention and welcome Eric Simon.
In my talk I will talk about a research project. This is carried out in France with other companies. And just 2 slides from our own company. We have a research center, second largest in Austria. The similar structure than the raum compound. We have 6 departments. Material health, digital, and part of digital resources policies. We started with the raum and Institute of Robotics. The application are also more agile nowadays. That means when you study the application, people use mobile devices on the front end side, and on the back end side you have services which are running in the cloud or on servers in the internet. And therefore we set up the project in the style that the project is set up that is driven by applications. We have 6 companies in the consortium, and each company is responsible for one of the demonstrator. And then we have research areas which dealing with software, then with hardware. These are contactless transmission technology, and then we have the privacy and security layer, which are integrated in the hardware and in the software part. And the consortium consists of Infineon and NXP. They are computer on the market, both of them producing NFC and RFID tags. Infineon is more in the energy market, automotive market, and NXP is quite well established in the mobile market, credit card market, so they are NFC tags of the iPhone stems from them. And on the other side, we have R4L, is a well-known industry partner who producing proof cells and motors. And on the left side, we have a smaller company, Diego, is working in the fashion industry and making FRP solution in this area in the market. And Frequent is a smaller company which develop RFID reader technology and selling them worldwide. And then we have the research partners of the TU Graz and Union Research, and Weizer Paket is a packet producer who is an end user who apply RFID technology in the industry. When you look on application, the motivation for the Web of Things platform is, as I said before, you have on the front side you have the applications, on the back side you have things just in services, not anymore, and the services can be distributed in your company or in a cloud server, wherever you want. And when you make some applications, you need some ingredients. One of the ingredients are text, and you have different types of text. You have the passive text, you have the active text, and then you have also text is quite novel, which are passive text, which can sensor, can also measure, for example, temperature, but you just activate them. They're working without battery, you just activate them when you read the data out of them. Then you can make different type of application. One of such application is that you put them in flour when you sell them, and that you measure, or for example, a better example is blood bottles. When you measure them, that you ever can see over the whole lifetime the temperature values and the threshold that the blood is between range of temperature. And for the reader technology, usually you have you differentiate between readers which are station readers, which can read their fixed used in, for example, industry, like Catherine readers, or you have handheld readers. And it depends on your type of applications, what type of readers you want to use. For example, when you have in a fashion technology, what you use in a fashion shop, they use usually fixed readers. For example, to make an inventory process the whole day, and then from the server side, they use usually a service in the cloud nowadays, which are quite modern, and just the hardware which is in the shop are just the readers, and of course the fashions with the text. And within the project, we have built the software platforms which should be more flexible, and we studied for this platform, we studied the different type of applications before, and then we differentiated between the clients and the server and the backends, and from the backends we built solutions which can be used by web services or also streams. That means here you have as an interface what MQTT could be such an example, or you could use also other streaming interfaces where you work with the publish subscribe mechanism. And of course you need from the storage, you need the cloud database. This could be a cloud storage, could be also NoSQL database. And on the other side you have the devices. And in the platform we build components from this type of things. And the strategy for the services, we develop not a monolithic platform, we develop in the style of microservices. Monolithic applications are where you put one process, a lot of different type of services. Here we work with very small services, so that we can be very flexible in the type of application. And the advantage of such microservices is that you can put very small type of applications in a small task. And each microservice can be developed by an ARM development team, so you can develop more flexible and much faster your type of applications. And from the service type, we use REST API or message as a public subscribe principles. And then we put for the applications, we put make some front ends. The front ends are usually native applications. For this type of application, what we have developed in the project, native mobile applications are necessary because HTML5, for example, does not support NFC tags from the API, so you have to use the native style. And then we have different type of microservices which can be used together in the applications. And so, then we have a basic set of microservices, for example, data storage, device management, also monitoring functionality for your applications, or other type of microservice could be that you, for example, in a lot of applications, you have that different type of sensor, they go over a network, and you have an out-of-order event service. You want to collect the data in time, maybe you have to rearrange it because some of the sensors have a delay, and then you apply some analytic stuff on that, and you have to use this type of microservice. And the advantage of this style of development is that you're more scalable because you are flexible in the programming team. You don't depend on one person. You can put it together very fast. And you can also use different type of programming languages very easily, because, for example, you can put the data storage service in one language. You can put this in a Docker image and put this, for example, in Microsoft Azure Cloud, and the other service you put to the Google Cloud, and the others to the Amazon Cloud, and so you're quite flexible in developing new type of applications, and you avoid the vendor login. We have used this application framework or platform framework for industry relevant applications. One of these applications was together with AVL. They have a room for motor proof cell, and they want to tag some of their wireless devices, which are Internet of Things devices. They want to locate it very precisely in the proof cell, and they want to do it with a passive RFID, and they want to be precise that you can say, okay, when you have the proof cell in this area, that they measure it very precise, and to say this proof cell is in this area, for example, here in front. And this is quite difficult. The challenge is quite difficult because RFID doesn't, and metal environment doesn't work together very well. So you have to check where you put the readers, and then you have to measure the signal of the event to the RFID tags, and then you calculate the locations of the position of the devices. And then you work there together with a Cadrano reader, and then you put it back to the back office services, which is used by a microservice, and then they use as a front end some mobile devices where you can see the equipment in the specified room. They have proof cells where maybe they have, for example, for Mercedes, 200 such proof cell in one line, so it's quite important to manage their assets in an efficient way. Another example is the company NZTega developed a special sensor node, which can measure temperature, vibration for boxes where you put in fresh fruits, and they want to read out this data from the sensor network via FRD technology. And they apply it, for example, for different type of supply chain monitoring. And the typical supply chain is that you have a producer network. So one node you produce the stuff, this is the producing area, then you have suppliers, and you want to track your foods or goods through the whole supply chain. And when you think as a software integrator, it's quite a challenge, because each of the user, the producer, the distributor, retailer usually have their own software system or service infrastructure, and therefore this approach with which a microservice approach is quite helpful, because as an integrator you can use some of the services to integrate it very easily, and or you use the backend services. And we have developed devices, some use cases of them, and the microservices were tested in these free cloud services. The idea was that our microservice should be also provide an invariant for the cloud services, because some of them, when you, from a system integrator point of view, you cannot choose the provider. Maybe they already working together with Amazon, and then they want to use the infrastructure, and the software should be also applicable for this platform. The research project was funded by the Austrian and the local government, and it was running for 2 years, for 3 years. Now we are in the 3rd year, and at the end of the year we finished, and we want to proceed with this research work in the future research project, and also some of the results will be used in products in the near future. Okay. This was my short presentation, so if you have any questions to the research project, you are very welcome.
Any questions? Okay. So if you like, a last statement.
From my point of view, I think what I learned in this research project is quite important to use security and privacy, and this is not a very easy task, because you have to consider this also for each application separately, and then you have a very agile structure. You have to do this security measurements, security proof all the time. So you need here additional research and additional styles of approaching it, that you can do that in real time with a security measurement. I think this is quite important, otherwise the technology is not usable in the industry.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you for the good talk and bringing that up. So, yeah. We now a break around 30 minutes, I guess. And the next talk is Stefan Bummel, IoT Identity Objects. Thank you.